Most people think of Detroit, they think of massive debt and crumbling infrastructure. But when I visited the city recently, I saw a completely different side you may not have heard about. I caught up with organizer Brittany Sanders to tell me all about the Detroit Soup.
My name is Brittany Sanders.
All right, so what is your involvement with Detroit Soup?
So I am the board leader for Central Community Soup, which is where we are right now, loosely bounded by 4 different boundaries in the. It doesn't have many of our neighborhoods have names. This particular part of the city doesn't have a name, so we just call it Central Communities because it's in the center of the city. So that is where we are. I'm the board leader for Central Community Soup, so that is my involvement with Detroit Soup.
So how did Detroit Soup first come about, and how did that lead to the neighborhood soups?
Sure. So Detroit Soup started in 2010 in Mexican Town. Which is one of our many diverse neighborhoods in the city of Detroit. And it started off mostly with artists just gathering in a room, just talking about different ways to have equitable and democratic events or activities to promote economic development and self-sufficiency and, all of these other buzzwords. And so now it has evolved. I think it was in 2012 that Detroit Soup as an organization got funding to do neighborhood soups, and so the neighborhood soups were born that year, and now I believe there are about 10 neighborhood soups in the city of Detroit, and we started Central Community Soup. We had our first soup in December of 2013.
So walk us through the process. What if somebody comes and they come to a soup event? What will they experience?
Oh, they'll experience community. They'll experience energy. They'll experience love. They'll experience bonding. Soup is really designed. It's not a lot of processes. We don't require any type of PowerPoint presentation. There's no technology involved. We actually steer away from technology during presentations. It is all about the community. It's all about these grassroots, this micro granting trend that we're seeing both not only in Detroit but also larger in the world, in the United States, where you're taking the stakeholders, the activists who are already in the community, and you're giving them another platform in which to further develop their skills, their businesses, their projects. And so we're taking ideas that people have to better their specific communities, and they may not have the capital to do so, and we're giving them that push. And it's not a huge amount. It's not like people are getting $1 million, but they're getting enough to continue on in whatever it is that their passion is.
So somebody comes, they pitch their idea, and if their idea is accepted, they're one of 3 or 4 that is presented throughout the night. And walk us through the rest of the night. What happens after the presentations?
Sure. So we eat. I guess you can't call it soup without talking about the food. The community donates food. It's kind of like a potluck. So people can bring whatever they want. Sometimes people bring soup. Sometimes people bring, salad, chicken, macaroni and cheese, cupcakes. You can bring whatever you want. And then whoever donated soup is able to, or donated a dish, period, is able to come up and speak for a minute about anything that they have going on. So they say, hey, I donated this soup. I also have this cool community cleanup going on next week. Come out. So it's a way to promote the great things that people are doing in their communities. We also have an artist performance. We've had, for Central Community Soup, we've had a storyteller come in and share a few stories. We've had a troupe, they do poetry, spoken word. We've had them come in and perform. Larger Soup, Detroit Soup has had photographer work displayed throughout the soup during the duration of the event. So we are very, it started with artists. Soup started with artists in 2010, and so we want to make sure that we keep that artistic thread throughout the fabric of the event. And then during the voting process, when people are actually selecting who they believe should win the cash prize, they're also interacting with other participants. They're eating and sharing a great meal. And then at the end, we announce who the winner is, and, we do a big, clap and drum roll. And then we go home for the evening and we let them know, look out for the next one, because it'll be just as much fun, if not more.
What ways could people help out with what you guys are doing here, and if you have any advice to maybe other people who are interested in starting similar projects in their communities?
Sure. So our fearless director, her name is Amy Cahurl. She is I know we're doing some things. She's traveled to Nepal with the BBC to talk about the soup story. I know that there is a way to be connected to her to learn more about how to start a soup in your neighborhood, and or in your community, in your state, in your city. We are very accessible online at DetroitSoup.com, and all of our contact information is there. So if anybody's interested, they can feel free to reach out to any one of us. I would also say to just think about the intent and the energy that you want to bring to a soup. Soup is a very equitable event, and it's more than just an event. It's a time to engage. It's a time to connect. It's a time to build and grow. And we really encourage people to be mindful of that when thinking about if that is something they want to bring to their community, because it has to be done in a way where everybody feels comfortable coming, everybody feels comfortable sharing, and everybody wants to meet and to grow. And we really are huge on making sure that thread and that energy is fostered throughout. But I think most people are wanting to have that type of connection.
Yeah, no. So first, tell me your name.
Dawn Harden.
So what was your project that you came here tonight for at the soup?
My project, I create baskets and plants, and then especially I make them for my community. I try to help others that can't get around, that can't get out and move around. There's someone's homebound, some in wheelchairs and stuff too, and some mentally challenged. But my business here, I can try to make people happy, uplift their spirits, and also it's therapeutic for me to sit down and make them, to make these creations, and I know I'm making someone else feel good, so it kind of works together for me.
So it's called, your business is Dawn's Gifted Creations?
Yes.
And you focus on personalized gift baskets and fishbowl plant arrangements, right?
Yes.
How did you get into doing that?
God must have gave me that idea. That's why I said it's gifted, because I don't really remember. No one showed me how to do them. I just was doing it. My kids are 26 years old, 26, 21. So I've been doing it since they were little babies. And it was a gift to me. I was gifted with my hands, I guess. I can't.
So you said that there's people in your community maybe who are confined to wheelchairs or unable to get out, and
Yes.
and so your goal is to give them these creations, bring these creations into their life, and to try to bring them a little bit of happiness, maybe some plant life.
Yes. And that's usually good for people's homes. A live plant is always a blessing to me inside of a home. If the plant grows, you have a good home. Your home is happy. But if the plant dies, I feel that something's wrong there, And everybody can grow a plant and such, but they don't keep it too hot. And so, then I tell my customers, people who buy them, I tell them how to take care of it, and don't have your house too hot, because nothing in the live likes too much heat, And the plant is alive, so I'm bringing a lot of people doesn't like plants. They like them, they say I can't grow it, and I don't have a green thumb, So I tell them you don't have to have a green thumb to grow a plant, It's not called a green thumb. It's just don't forget about it. It's alive. Do not forget about feeding it. Give them some water, and that's the basics of having a live plant in your house.
So how is tonight? First of all, congratulations! You won the gift tonight here at the Central Community Soup.
Yes.
And what is this gift from the community? What is this going to allow you to do? How is this going to help you do what you're already doing, but at a new level?
Well, with the funds, I can have supplies. I can get some of the supplies that I need, so I can be able to create some more things. And I have transportation. I can give someone a few dollars to take me, because I have to get to the stores and I don't have a car. And mentally, it's gonna help me get started more because I'm happy to have have income to buy. I can, I'm happy with it inside, so it'll help me to create the baskets more, create the plants in the baskets without worrying, how I'm gonna get this, how I'll get that.
Awesome. And do you think it's important for people in the community, Detroit and really all over the world, to support projects like this? I mean, you yourself, now you said you're going to be able to keep doing what you already love to do and do it for more people. Do you think it's a valuable and important thing for us to support efforts like this in our own communities?
Yes, especially I'm a person that is not lazy. I don't have a problem with getting up and going, and get up and make it happen. I don't have a problem with that, and I feel like it's important because then it's something happy. It's a happy thing that I'm doing. It's not expensive. I don't try to be too expensive for people, and it always it's something that help make people smile. Make people happy. To know that I'm making something for them, or and then they can give it to someone else, or making it for their house. They can keep looking at it and think about Dawn made this. And they'll make more. Like, I want another one, Dawn, because I can put it somewhere. It's something inspiring to me to get a handcrafted, personalized basket, or the plant type of their choice, how they like it. But a personalized basket is always a beautiful gift to me, for someone to give to someone else, and you know exactly what that person like and doesn't like. I put in the stuff that they like. I jot it down, and I'm gonna make it happen. I go get that stuff, put it together, and it's very nice and neat. So I think it's a blessing to keep the fun programs like that. But like me, someone that's trying to do something, and it's in my heart to do it. I don't like me. I'm not one to get up and go to work every day, because it's not in my heart to do that. I feel like this is what God called me to do, and He gave me the gifted hands to do these things, create them. So that's I think it's a good thing to support people that's trying to better themselves and make other people happy. Everyone in my building, they love me. I'm a known person, and they they gotta speak and say hi, and so I like that. It's a motivational, uplifting spirit type of gift, to support. I believe it's good.